Hello everyone, and welcome to my first character analysis video for my YGO D&D campaign. This is a small video series where I take a look at a player's characters, judge them for their decisions, and then go over their personalities and backstory. I should explain the premise that is YGO D&D. It's a homebrew rule set for D&D 5th edition that I made a few months ago at the time of recording, with the goal of recreating the feel of the anime in the form of a D&D game. You can find a link to the documentation that I made in the description, but because this is my first time taking on this big of a homebrew task, please don't judge if I missed something important. Now, while there are a lot of changes due to the rule set, the one that affects this video are as follows. There's a new stat called Luck, which allows the players to perform a lucky draw to draw a better card at the beginning of their turn. It's also used for various class feats. There's also a new limit to what cards you can have in your deck. You can only have up to 2 spell or traps in a deck, per copy of the card, and monster levels determine how many max copies you are allowed. Levels 1 through 3 are unlimited, 4 through 7 are semi-limited, and anything above that is limited to 1. You also cannot have more than 1 copy of an extra deck monster in your extra deck. Also, due to the time period that this system is intended for, Link monsters and Pendulum monsters are banned, as they have yet to be invented within the timeline of the game. The DM can also deny a player's deck from being used if they deem it too powerful, but outside of this there is no ban list. Now, onto the character. The character we'll be focusing on today is Michael Kirifuda. What? Kirifuda. This character race is Signar, and the chosen archetype is Synchro. Michael hails from the 5Ds era. Michael is loyal to his friends, driven, and determined to get the best outcome. Due to this, he is an excellent service worker, but this can have drawbacks as well. While serving others, he forgets himself, and will sometimes go days without eating or sleeping unless someone orders him or reminds him to do so. Now, onto the backstory. As the son of a Kaiba Corp researcher, he grew up in service of the Kaiba family doing basic servant duties, such as doing the shopping, chores, and training the young son of the Kaiba family. His mother entrusted her old deck from her dueling days to him when he was young. His mother, having started research into the power of the Sanctuary archetype, has entrusted key cards from this archetype to Michael for safekeeping and study, as her dueling days are far and few between. Her deck was incomplete, however, as it only contained 1 agent. His goal is to find and collect the other agents so that he can compete in the next World Cup alongside the Kaiba family's son. Now, onto the deck analysis. Michael's deck is based around the Agents, an archetype that makes use of the field spell, the Sanctuary of the Sky. Its effect is battle damage to the controller of a fairy monster from battle involving that monster becomes 0, though cards usually make use of this field spell's name to ensure that they either stay on the field or can use their effects more efficiently. Due to the limits set by me onto the game, as well as wanting to search out and find the agents through the campaign, Michael does not have any agent cards other than the Agent of Mystery, Earth. The boss monster of this deck is, of course, Master Hyperion. But there are other cards that may pose a challenge to those he fights in the future. Firstly, we have Honest, which ensures that one of his monsters can survive a battle while dealing some damage to the opponent, and at the same time. We also have Skelly Angel, who is a flip effect monster that allows him to draw a card, which can be very useful. And in case he's ever pushed to the defensive, we also have Marshmallow, which can't be destroyed by battle, deals some burn damage to the one that flipped it up, and it's all around a really good fairy monster. Now, a problematic card that he does have in his deck that can be useful but very, very disadvantageous for those who fight with him is the Barrier Statue of the Heavens. Now, this card prevents anybody from special summoning monsters except for light monsters. This is very good for shutting down an opponent, but also your teammates, so he has to be very careful when using this card. Outside of this, he does have Pot of Greed and Graceful Charity for some more draw advantage, as well as possibly sending a fairy monster to the graveyard so that he can activate a effect and use Master Hyperion. We also, of course, have 2 copies of the Sanctuary of the Sky and the Sanctum of Parshath, which its name becomes the Sanctuary in the Sky. It's very useful. It's actually more useful than the original card, I'll be honest. We also do have 2 copies of Twin Twisters, so you can get rid of any annoying spell or traps I may send his way. Now, because duels in this game limit everyone to 4,000 life points, he did put in Draining Shield for the life gain, as well as Rainbow Life, again, for the life gain. Oh yes, and also, he does have Aegis of Gaia, but this can be a very bad card for him as well, as this can easily be destroyed, and there goes 3,000 of his life points. But all in all, a pretty decent deck. He does have Avenging Knight Parshath, Angel of Zera, and Ancient Sacred Wyvern in his extra deck, just in case he ever needs them. But all in all, this is a pretty good starting deck for this campaign. Now, that's all I have to show you all today. These videos were easy enough to make, so expect more to show up before and during the campaign's runtime. We are figuring out scheduling for the game as I record this, but we are very close to starting. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and give this video a like if you enjoyed the character, or can't wait for the campaign streams. Personally, I think I'd be smashing that like button, because I really want this game to go. Without further ado, enjoy the end of the video, I guess? I don't know, there's not really much time